took the Greyhound bus. One of my biggest regrets, taking a bus out to Calgary, 52 hours on a Greyhound. There and back twice. And, you know, $5,000 later, it was, you know, I was a professional wrestler. We've all seen the videos, we've all heard the screams coming from the dungeon. You know, you remember the video that you see of the camera zooming in on the vent in the floor of the Hart living room, and you could hear the screams coming from downstairs from Stu stretching people, torturing them, you know? Like the thing about professional wrestling is the veterans want to weed out the weak. We want to weed out the people that aren't meant for the business, that aren't tough enough to make it. So they're tough on everybody the first few weeks, months, even years, you know? You'd be tougher on those, the people that can last, the people that push through the pain, the people that tough it out without crying and whining all the time are the ones that make it. I got called, just incredible. At the time, Arda Montoya called me. Flew me out to Halifax for a couple of shows, Halifax and Sydney. Did a couple of shows there, flew back to North Bay. Then I got the call to go to, they did a tour, Winnipeg, Manitoba, they did a pay-per-view in Winnipeg, then a Raw in Brandon, then a Raw in Saskatchewan, in Regina. So I did those 3 matches, and then we came home. I had a few shots, WWE, WCW, that I probably should have taken, I should have followed through on. Not saying I was offered a contract or anything like that, but I was offered the potential to contact the right people, to be in constant touch with them. And for other reasons than wrestling related, I kind of shied away from doing it and missed the boat, so to speak.
He adds a very good flavor. He's very popular here in the North Bay area, so certainly it's a no-brainer for us to have him included on these shows. And you know, he does a lot of help promotionally as well. And I mean, his career is very storied. He spent time with WCW. I mean, I've sat down with him in the locker room a few times. He's told me stories of his career coming up and down the ranks. And I mean, he's a very impressive guy. He's a guy that I wouldn't pick a fight with at a bar. Let's put it. Not that I'm a fighting type, but if I was somebody who was, I don't think he'd be my first candidate of somebody that I'd want to pick a fight with at a bar, let alone anywhere else.
If I'm going to retire, it's going to be 2 years from now. It's going to be on my 20th year. I'm going to, you know, give myself the 20 years in the business, and then I'm due. You know what I mean? I'm doing 4 or 5 shows a year now. Like I said before, it hurts. It hurts for about 2 weeks after a show. I can't, you know what I mean? That's 2 weeks, 5 times a year. It's a little too much for me, so.